need SOA, and how come it became all of a sudden so popular. Everybody started talking about SOA. Uh, and, then we will see how it is related to WebLogic, because the moment we say SOA administration, everybody starts to ask, do you know WebLogic? So we'll see how WebLogic is related to SOA. Then we slowly go into the components of SOA. What are the various components, how SOA helps businesses, and how SOA helps technology. And then we will actually get into the implementation parts. All right. Any questions? If you have any questions, you can always stop at any point of time. You can start talking directly, or you can put it in the chat you have here on the GoToMeeting screen. All right, I'll be watching that chart. I'll try to give answers as and when you pose any questions. All right. So, and apart from that, this is the environment we would be working. What you are looking at, you will have pretty much a real-time environment. This is a Windows box that you are looking at. The screen is shared from this box. This box is actually connected to a server, which is nCodeIT server 10. That's a Arc-Lens based Linux 6 server. Apart from that, we will also have a virtual machine which is running on the same hardware. All right, that's also a Red Hat and a Red Hat system that is. Most likely will be replacing with OEL server, and all these three systems are connected in LAN through a router. This one you're looking at. Now you will have access to this Red Hat system over the internet. This is a cloud server, so you will be pretty much able to use the same box that we are working on. So you will get more into that one, and from Windows box to these Unix boxes will be working on PuTTY, just like you do in your office, the regular the real-time way of setting up things. And all our practice, implementation, even the thinking, everything will be in Linux. Once you you understand it in Linux, it's pretty much same thing in Windows also. Windows it's a lot easier when compared to Linux. So once you know in Linux, and most of the times you won't have it's very rare that you see WebLogic or SOA being implemented in Windows, but if you do, even the fundamentals, the concepts, everything remain the same. The only thing is instead of a .sh script, you would be executing a .cmd script at a very base level. Alright, so I'll just go through the introduction. Alright, then probably take a couple of questions from you. You might have a lot of questions. Then we will go in depth. Alright, the introduction, I'll try to give you what is SOA, why is it so popular now all of a sudden. So we'll see what is SOA, how we what is Oracle SOA, or is there any other kinds of SOA products available in the market, and then how is it SOA related to Fusion middleware that we always talk about nowadays. Alright, and obviously SOA and WebLogic, how they are related. These are some of the questions I just put onto the screen. I will be talking a lot more than what you will see on the screen. A lot of real-time stuff, a lot of implementation related stuff we'll be talking about. Make sure you put on a question whenever you have any doubt or anything at all. Alright, now I'm going to go ahead and give you an example to describe why SOA is so popular, or how SOA is different from the traditional way of implementing technology for business solutions. At the end of the day, we all set up IT infrastructure so that it helps the business. Most of the times, the IT infrastructure itself creates what is called, hurdles, means limitations. We say if the business says they want to do XYZ, but the technology team says it cannot be implemented within the time we are looking for. So sometimes business has to constrain themselves because of lack of flexibility in terms of technology. Now we'll see what kind of hindrances they will have, what SOA provides. Then we will try to understand from an example perspective. I'm going to show you a slide, videos, couple of videos, just more of they give you, you will remember that forever kind of. The reason I picked up that video. See this video. This is a video of a cheetah. Cheetah. There might be slight disturbance. Let's look at the way a cheetah runs, or the way it hunts. Right. That should be enough. Now the same thing. Look at an elephant. How it works. When it runs, what actually happens? That's an elephant. So we looked at how a cheetah moves, performs, or how it operates versus how an elephant operates. Now let's come back. Now which is better? Which is efficient? What do you guys think? A business, how it should be? It should be like a cheetah, which can move around, flexible, fast, or it should be like an elephant. That's right. All the businesses want to be like cheetah. They want to be expand. They want to be able to respond to business requirements. They want to be able to expand at a much larger pace with lesser cost. But the problem is they are actually like elephants. All the big businesses, if you see, they're more like elephants. They have standard in IT. They can't move. They have employees. They're not able to see the people. Yes, sir. No, we don't have anything in the people. So here, all the businesses are more like nowadays elephants. They can't move, and they want to be like cheetahs. Now the way that cheetah moved around, you should say, it's usually in technical terms called agility, the ability to move quickly, the ability to twist, turn, take a back turn, fix your setup, launch a new service, or set up your centers at a new location, able to move your employees to a different location, able to train your employees in a new product. That's what businesses want. They want to be much agile, but they are like elephants. That's the problem. They cannot move around. They have all standard IT infrastructure already installed. They have old loyal employees sitting with them. They can't lose the employees because they are loyal, but if they don't lose them, and they can't learn. So businesses have this problem always. They're more like elephants. So the first thing that SOA promises is this agility. We'll see how it promises this agility later, but the reason why SOA is so attractive to all the big companies nowadays is the SOA guys are saying to all these big businesses that we will make you like cheetahs. You're like an elephant. You can't move around. We'll make you like a cheetah. Probably they're shown the same video kind of thing. So all the businesses at least are very attracted to the concept of becoming a cheetah. Now it's a very beautiful notion that you will be able to do much faster the things that you are doing now. I will see how SOA provides, but the first thing that SOA promises to provide is the agility. This is the most important thing about SOA. It provides agility to the business. It removes certain constraints from business side or technology side so that your business becomes much more agile. Now let's see a couple of businesses, what they really want to do and how SOA provides agility. Take for example a board making company, a traditional board making company. They are called usually the dry wipe board makers. We see all of these boards in our conference rooms, in our offices. Now let's say there is such a company that traditionally sells these boards over the counter. Means people go to their counter, you pay the money, and then they give you a board. They basically, they send it to your office. That's the regular way of doing their business at this point. And let's say there is a business that makes these boards and that sells these boards in a traditional way. Now because of the changes to the recent times, everybody is selling their stuff online. So now the board maker also thought it would be better if we can sell it online. More importantly, we will lose the business if we don't sell the online. See, business have two kinds of problems. One is, if you don't expand, you perish. Basically, if you don't expand, you die. That's the problem with businesses. If you may be running really good at this point, alright, your business is you have all the old customers, loyal customers, they're coming back to you, but there's no guarantee that they will come back to you unless you upgrade. The same customers may want to buy online tomorrow. So businesses always have this need. They really need to adapt to the market conditions. Like for example, the board maker has to adapt to an online business model now. Hence they need to continue their over-the-counter setup so that people can still come to your shop and pay at your counter, buy the board. At the same time, you should offer to the customers a choice to buy it online, because nowadays everybody wants to buy online. Because that gets shipped directly to your house. You don't want to go there and go through all this nonsense traffic. And I think if you are probably not staying in Hyderabad, Bangalore, you know the problem with traffic. You don't want to go anywhere. So the problem is, customers expect a different type of probably service. Now in this case, the board maker is trying to put up a system which is online. But the problem here with this guy is he has already a couple of softwares. Now if you see the blue boxes on the screen, he has two softwares. One is billing software, where you can generate the bill on the counter, give it to the customer. There is another software, inventory software, on the right side. Now the inventory software basically connects to the warehouse or the godown, where it shows how many boards are there, what types of boards are there. Basically that gives him an idea of when a new stock has to be purchased, or when new stock has to be made from the manufacturing division if he has already one. And these two softwares are custom integrated. They can be in any technology. Inventory management can be in a different technology. Billing software probably the front end, which could be much easier, or a graphic intensive technology like Ajax, .NET kind of thing. Whereas inventory is more like a back-end technology like SAP or something that takes care of CRM stuff. But at a very base level, there is a front-end software, billing software, takes care of bills, gets connected to the inventory. When somebody buys a board, you deduct one from the inventory software. Very simple setup at this point, custom integrated. Now this guy wants to move online, but there are a couple of problems here. Now when he wants to move online, alright, they want to expand into probably they want to set up a website where we can all his old customers can go to the website. They can make a purchase. The problem here is this business faces is One is they already have a couple of softwares, a billing and inventory. They don't want to discard the softwares because they are working fine. There is nothing wrong with the existing softwares. What the business owner thinking is, I want to be able to set up an online store, but the online store should integrate with my existing systems. It should not be like, I have to do everything again, because my employees are comfortable with the billing software. My employees are comfortable with inventory software. So just because I am putting an online store, it should not be like I have to train my employees again. That's a lot of cost. And a lot of cost, and people are uncomfortable with learning new things. Nobody wants to learn SOA really, none of you, unless there is really a need. So especially the training cost is too high, and obviously to replace the billing and inventory softwares itself is a problem. Now this business has a problem with reusability. Means the business wants to use the existing software as it is, still be able to expand into online, means still be able to adapt to the market requirement. You see the jargon here. The market requirement is that this business moves to online, or this business expands into online. But to do that, the business has certain challenges, like they want to reuse the existing softwares. They don't want to discard them. And they don't also open up for various reasons, in terms of cost, in terms of retraining their employees, whatever it is, the business wants to reuse. We are looking at a very simple board maker. Think of a very big company which already has millions of dollars in their businesses, and in terms of softwares, obviously they don't want to discard everything and start something new, but they still need that agility. They still want to be a cheetah. This is the second thing that SOA provides. SOA says reuse whatever we have. We don't try to discard anything. You don't have to change anything. We'll see how it does. So the first thing we talked about is agility. That's what every company wants to achieve, agile, or being agile. The second thing everybody wants is reusability. They don't want to discard what is existing. They don't want to train their new employees in something completely new. Is the second. So one business we looked at, and it has a requirement that it wants to reuse the existing. Now look at a couple of other businesses. Company 2 and company 3 are more like food business. Let's say the restaurant image that you're looking at is a Buzz restaurant. I just given a name. And there's not business, takeaway business. This is more like our pizza. You drive in, you take your items, and you go home and eat. This is the second type of business. So the Buzz restaurant and Lucia takeaway, let's say these are the two different businesses. Now both are food businesses, but their models are slightly different. In the first instance, restaurant, people come there, the business has a kitchen, the business has a set, some place where customers can sit, talk, and eat while they talk. That's their model. So they have an entire setup where they prepare the food, they serve it to the customers eat and go. That's their business model. They're pretty let's say a popular restaurant in that area. The same way the takeaway guy, this guy is also pretty popular. Let's say the burgers are really good. So people come, order, pick up the order, go out. That's it. Now, both these companies wanted to move online, or let's say instead of online, they wanted to expand. Means they wanted to set up a house or a branch at a different part of your city. Now, which business can do it much faster? Is it the restaurant, or is it the takeaway business that can do things faster? They want to set up a new branch at a different location. Where can they do it? Or which one can do it faster? You can write the answers on the chat. Takeaway. That's right. Cool. So most of you said the takeaway business. Now, why do you think the takeaway business has advantage over the restaurant? Quick and easy. That's it. Quick and easy. You just open up a counter over there and start selling. That's it. You don't even have to have a kitchen over there. Probably the same kitchen that you're using here can be used, or probably at least part of it can be used. Quick and easy. So here, what you're saying, I think in India, most of the times we see what we call parcel services. Uh, uh, we take a lot of parcels like biryanis or rotis. We do all these parcels. So that kind of businesses I've seen, they don't even need a kitchen. The food is prepared somewhere else. You just get it to the counter where you are selling it, and you sell it. That's a kind of takeaway. Even if you take pizza or these takeaways, at least they have partial kitchen. But in India, if you say, or probably a lot of other Asian countries where you have items already prepared, you need just the counter. That's it. You can right away start a branch. So here, the company 3, which is the takeaway company, has advantage, or that's much more agile than the restaurant business, which if he has to set up a new branch, the Buzz restaurant, it has to have everything. The staff has to be completely recruited. You need to have a special, again, the same kitchen over there, then area that you need to acquire, which is going to be costly again. And again, you need to set up everything so that people can talk and eat. The same thing again. So the efforts for a restaurant are much higher than a takeaway business. But if they don't do it, they basically lost the business. They want to do it, but to do it, it's costing them too much. So they're not really agile in this case. Now they want to become a much more flexible kind. Now let's say both these three companies, all the three companies went to a couple of IT companies. So all if you look at all these three examples that we've taken, the first example, the board maker, and the other second and third examples, restaurant and takeaway business, there are 2 points. One is agility, reusability. Agility is what the restaurants wanted. Reusability is what the board maker wanted. These are the 2 things, the core things that SOA tries to provide. And let's say all these 3 companies went to a couple of software providers, means the software solution providers. For example, we've taken CTS and Infosys kind of thing to now see what CTS has offered and see what Infosys has offered. Now CTS offered these recommendations. Let's just go through those recommendations. It said, let's do everything, redo everything. Means we will replace your existing softwares. If you have a billing software, we'll replace it, we'll put something new. If you have an inventory software, we'll set up, we'll replace it new. Then we have a new websites that we're going to create. New billing software we give, new inventory we give. So you set up everything new, and then you train your employees, or we train your employees to use them. That's what CTS has offered. And they said you will have to discard all the existing softwares and start with all the new, everything fresh. Alright, and you will also train your employees to use the new softwares. Those are the recommendations from CTS. So basically they are replacing the entire system with something new. Now on the other hand, let's see what Infosys recommended. The Infosys recommended the most important thing that the business is looking for. What they said is you can use all your existing softwares, the billing software that you have, the inventory software you have whatever the technology it is. It can be SAP, it can be Java, .NET, PHP, whatever you already have, you don't have to discard it. They keep running. You guys, your employees will keep running those softwares. You don't have to discard them. But what they said is, we slightly modify these softwares. Means we add certain modules to these softwares, or we make these softwares act like more like a service. Means using, they are exposed, means the interaction with these softwares will not be custom made, but they will be in a much more generic way. Means if you take for example SAP, let's say SAP speaks SAP language, Java speaks Java language, .NET speaks .NET language, PHP speaks PHP language. Now if you have to speak to any of these softwares, you have to know the language. That's what the generic customization we always talk about. Now instead of the customization, what Infosys is saying is, we will teach all these guys a new language called web services. The moment these guys know how to talk web services, we can talk to all these guys using a common language. See, the softwares, the technologies are different. You still have SAP, you still have Java, you still have PHP, but we're simply teaching the software, not to the business. So we're not touching the business. We're not asking the business to learn something new. We're teaching the software. We are basically connecting an adapter to these softwares that make them understand a language called web services. And web services speaks XML. All web services, this request and respond, everything happens in XML. So what Infosys said is, keep your softwares. We will add a plugin to those softwares. The plugins will be able to talk XML. Now every software is more like a service. We'll go in depth into that. And also Infosys said, you will be able to define your business more in terms of business-like terminology. It's not like SAP billing software connects to the inventory. That's a generic way of giving. Instead of that, if I say the billing, let's say .NET application will connect to my SAP application. Now this is the technology specific statement. Billing connecting to inventory is a generic statement. I'm basically ignoring the technology in which billing is implemented, in which the inventory is implemented. That's instead of that, if I use a specific .NET software is connecting to SAP, that's very specific. If I have to make any changes, I'll have difficulty. Now these are the two recommendations. Let's say we go in depth into each of these things. Even if you have slight fuzziness with your what is SOA thing, still hold it a little bit. It gets clarified as we move forward. So these three businesses which are trying to be agile, which wants to reuse their products, went to two companies, CTS and Infosys. CTS has certain recommendations which are on the left side of your screen, the PPT. Infosys has certain recommendations which are on the right side. Which one would you go for? If you are a business owner out of those three companies, you went to Infosys and CTS and these are the recommendations, which one would you go with? Infosys. That's right, because you don't want to waste any of your existing things. At the same time, you want to minimize the cost. These are the two important things. The reason why you don't want to go with something new is because it involves a cost, not because you don't like it, not because you don't want to discard your softwares, because it's costly. Everything involves cost. If you keep using your existing one, probably you will have lesser cost. Now, so what every business wants is to be agile and to reuse their existing software so that they don't have to spend more money on the new software. More importantly, they don't have to train their employees into something new.
Microphone में telephone को उड़ाना में.
Alright, now let's get into much more SOA specific. Can you guys hear me? I think some of you have to put yourself on.
Speaker. Sorry. ఓకే సార్ ఇది ఐడి పంపించారు, అది ఎలా సెర్చ్ చేసేది?
Uh, Riaz, can you put yourself on mute? Or
యా
Niranjan?
టెల్ మీ సార్, నాతో మాట్లాడండి సార్, మీకు క్లయింట్ వాళ్ళకి మళ్ళీ ఫోన్ చేస్తాను. హలో
Is it Niranjan?
హలో, యా దిస్ ఇస్ రియాజ్. అనిల్ సార్.
Riaz, I think it's not you. Can you put yourself on mute? There's a lot of noise on the background. Niranjan, can you put yourself on mute, please?
యా